Hi, I'm Kelsey Gillette, and this is my faith story. So, just a little background before we start. I have two autistic, handicapped, or special education, whatever you want to call them, siblings, Matthew and Nicole. My brother, Matt, is 6 years older than me, and my sister, Nicole, is 4 years older than me. And my sister lives with their mom in Pennsylvania, and my brother lives with my dad in Arizona. My dad and my stepmom in Arizona. And my parents have been divorced ever since I can remember. And in second grade is when my parents moved from Colorado Springs to Pennsylvania or Arizona. And so, another background thing you should know is that my mom always enforced that I attend church, youth group, and Sunday school. And then I asked to attend church camp because I was very into camp. My mom always took us camping, and then I had attended a church camp back in Colorado Springs. So when I was in Pennsylvania, I asked to attend church camp. So that's a little bit of background just about my family life. And so throughout my school life, I was bullied from elementary school to high school, and so it was definitely hard because I didn't want to be bullied, and so I tried to live up to this expectation of society with the social norms and being cool and normal. But it was really hard with my brother and my sister being autistic. So I felt very uncomfortable with them for a really long time. I didn't like my brother and sister. I didn't want to be associated with them. But around sixth grade was the time I got into a mindset where they really weren't that bad, and maybe they were put here for a reason. There was really no aha moment where I realized that God had put them in my life. It just kind of it was a long-term kind of process for me. But that's kind of where they came into this aspect of bullying. Was I didn't want to be known as a social outcast. I didn't want to be bullied, and so I tried to fit in, which still I got bullied, so I must have done something normal. I don't know how that would happen. But really it was hard because I didn't really fit in anywhere. In school, at least, I didn't fit anywhere. So when I went to church and Sunday school and youth group and camp, it was great because people would take me for who I was. I was this girl that I didn't have to act like anyone. I was just me, and people liked me for me. They didn't bully me, they didn't pick on me, they didn't tease me. They didn't try to change who I was, which was probably one of the coolest things I felt. So it's probably why I had a real connection to church and to camp in general. And another thing that really connected me to camp and especially to God was this place called Upper Temple. And Upper Temple is on top of a hill. You have to walk through the woods, and then you have to walk through an apple orchard to get there. And then you arrive on top of this nice hilly mountain thing. And there's a stone amphitheater almost, and it's a semicircle, and behind the semicircle the hill looks over a small town, and then in front of it there's just tons of orchards and orchards as far as you can see, and it's gorgeous. And so if you just sit down and center yourself on one of these seats, then it's so amazing the feeling that you feel. I feel as though I can feel God breathing in this place. I can feel as though I can feel His pain. It's a real connection to God that I've never had any place else, and so Upper Temple is really a big connection with me, with God. So it's definitely one of the big places I remember feeling God when I was little, and then even now that's one of the main places I can completely and utterly say I know where God is. And so since I was bullied throughout all of my life, including high school, I was really excited for college because I thought it would be different. But when I got here, it turned out I was just as lost as when I came. um, my first year was a struggle because I came in with a major of music therapy and left with a major of uncertainness, but I did youth and family ministries. I proclaimed youth and family ministries major at the end of my first year of college. But also my friends were, they were friends that I could hang around, but I still felt like I had to try to be cool around them. So it wasn't exactly like I was being myself around them. So it was kind of hard. I just really lost myself in my first year. And so I decided to be a camp counselor at my camp that I've been going to for 8 or 9 years. And so it's kind of when I realized that I wanted to go into ministry, when I decided that I wanted to be a camp counselor, because of the fact that God had such an influence in my life with giving me a reason to not just live, but to kind of have this feeling that I'm loved. No matter, no matter if I messed up, I messed up. Everyone's not perfect. As long as I don't know, I'm loved, and like it's just amazing to me how we can love you. And so, I don't know, I guess it's one of my main connections is why I want to do ministry with youth, is because I want youth to understand that they're worth something and that God has a plan for them. And so it's probably what led me to youth and family ministries, but my mom may have helped because she pushed me to at least talk to people, and it turned out that I would be proclaiming a major in youth and family ministries. But I'm comfortable where I'm at. I love youth and family ministries, and I really found a really good friend that I can really just be myself with. And then I'm getting more comfortable with my old Oxford friends, but it's working. But really, I've seen God in my life and in many of ways, especially through Matt and Nikki, my brother and my sister, because of the fact that they were in my life. I've definitely become a different person. I've seen that people are not as they are on the surface. Like, my brother and sister have so much love for me, and you can't see that on the surface. You can't just see by looking at them that they absolutely love me no matter what I do. If I don't call them for a good year, they'll still come up and hug me when they see me. You can't see that, but I can, and it's really cool and satisfying. And another thing that they taught me is that you don't have to fit into society's classification as normal. There's just no possible way that anyone can really do that, because normal is so far stretched from what humans are. And I think my brother and sister definitely taught me that. And I guess the really main thing I take away from it, having Matt and Nikki in my life, is the fact that they taught me that God puts people in our lives for a reason. And I don't think if Matt and Nikki weren't in, I think that if Matt and Nikki weren't in my life, then I wouldn't be doing the vocation I had now, because I wouldn't have had that feeling of love. Because Matt and Nikki do have that just, I love you no matter what. Which to me, it just, I feel God's love when I see them, and when I hug them and they kiss me, and it's just so cool because they're handicapped and they still understand this aspect of love. They can't talk about it or do anything else, but they can come hug me, and it's great. And the other thing I learned is through this nice faith story is that God works through your brokenness. My family's been broken ever since I can remember, but my dad and I also have a broken relationship, and earlier this year, my grandma passed away, my Grammy, my mom's mom, which is why she moved to Pennsylvania. And so it's definitely been hard, because she was really close to me, and she was, my mom depended on her, and it was super hard because I was at school and I couldn't do anything, and I still had to go to school. I couldn't stop going to classes. So I don't know. I think it's really been a test on my faith. I do believe in God, and I do have faith, and I know He exists. But it's just still a struggle every day to kind of to know that God took her because He needed her, and I had something better. I'm gonna grow from this and have something to help me in my vocation. But as of right now, it doesn't quite seem like that. But God put me where I needed to be, and so here I am.